job, what was your motive? What was in your mind initially?
I used reverse psychology on her because I've had very bad experiences with runs girls and with prostitutes. So I felt that that's the best way to revenge on the prostitutes and runs girls.
The case was first reported as a case of suspected kidnapping.
Okay. 20 minutes later, she sent a 2-second voice note that I played and I didn't hear what she was saying. So I had to call her to know if she wanted to say something to me. When I called her that first time, I heard struggles and she screamed.
Bring my sister. I want to see my sister. I want to see my Honorable Commissioner of Police, EPRO. We have been waiting for you since morning in this place because you asked us to wait.
And this is the story of a young girl who went out searching for a job opportunity, but instead she was abducted, raped, and murdered in cold blood.
This is not a case that she just went missing. Everybody knew where she went to. And we were able to get the guy's name and his face. People came out to say the same. The victims were now making their own statements.
That's not all, because in this tragedy, many played a role. Her friends, her family, and even the Nigerian police. And together, they created a chain of events that led to her death.
Why did you kill her?
It was not intentional. I can say it was out of self-defense.
This made the case to change from anti-kidnapping to homicide department, and the DPO Uran division swung into action, arrested the father.
The convict attempted to escape after the sentence.
By this time, Frank had escaped to Calabar.
After the report was made, the Nigerian police delayed the search for 24 hours. And in those crucial times, Iniubong's life hung by a thread. Time was ticking, but it was not on her side.
It just happened so fast that I didn't take note of.
Was she your first victim?
No.
So how many persons are in that process?
About six of them.
I've been also a victim of this killing because this same guy also asked me to come for interview. That means this guy would have also killed me.
Is he a monster in a human skin, called assassin, or just evil with a murderous instinct for no reason at all? So many unanswered questions.
Whoever that is involved, they should be brought to book and they should not play politics with the death of my sister.
Do you understand the psychological trauma that they pass through?
Iniubong has paid the final price.
The prime suspect, Frank Uduak Akpan, committed suicide in police cell.
What really happened? How did he do it?
We will not leave anything unturned to get them to justice. Justice for Iniubong.
All the answers will be revealed in this video, and this is the story. Iniubong Umoren and Happiness Basi, also known as Uduak Umoh, were more than just best friends. They were like sisters. From 200 level in the university all the way till the end, they shared every step of the journey. Same dream, same course, same classroom. And they both graduated together. Two young women, side by side, chasing a better future together. But after school, real life hits hard. While waiting for their NYC call-up letters, they wanted to keep her busy and find a way forward. And that's when Uduak Umoh decided to seek greener pastures and left for Lagos. Meanwhile, Iniubong stayed with her aunt in Calabar, searching for job opportunities closer to home. One day, feeling hopeful, Iniubong made a post on social media, and that's where it all began. It started on a normal Thursday. A phone call, a conversation, a life-changing moment. Uduak Umoh had just moved to Lagos. Like many young Nigerians, she was chasing survival, trying to find a good job. She got lucky and found something on Monday and was supposed to resume the following week, but while cooking at home on Thursday, her phone rang and it was her best friend, Iniubong Umoren. She had just received a call for an interview around Airport Road in Uyo. Ini said the place was far and she didn't have the money to get there. Uduak, who's her best friend, didn't hesitate and immediately sent her 2,000 naira and reminded her to tell someone where she was going. Ini promised that she'd send the contact of the person who invited her to her sister before ending the conversation. To Uduak, it was just a transport fare for a job interview. But what she didn't know is that she just funded her best friend's last journey. The next day came and Ini was set to head out. But on her way, she called Uduak on the phone again. And she said, "Guy, this place is far." And Uduak told her, "If it's that far, I beg, go back." But Ini insisted on continuing the journey, since she has already started. She said she wanted to see if the pay would be worth the distance. Unknown to her, she was heading to her death. Moment later, Uduak received a 1-second voice note from Ini, but it was silent. Confused, she called back immediately. The call connected and all she heard was her best friend screaming. Uduak knew immediately something was terribly wrong. She panicked and called again, but no response. She reached out to anyone who could reach Ini's family, but she couldn't, and she didn't have Ini's auntie phone number. After making lots of research on Facebook, she found a friend on Facebook who connected her to Ini's auntie. Immediately, she called Ini's auntie and alerted her. Luckily for them, Ini really did send the contact and the address of the location she was going to, which was in Oron Road, Ibiako, Uyo, Calabar. And that same Thursday evening, they rushed to the police. And what did the police say? It hasn't been 24 hours yet. Come back tomorrow. What? 24 hours? "24 hours? And that was the luxury the Nigerian police needed. Not a girl's life, not urgency, not a chance to save someone who could still be alive." The next morning, Ini's sister went back as early as 8. The police told her they had no van and they had no fuel. The only way was to hire a van for the police. And Uduak, her best friend all the way from Lagos, was still making moves online. Some good-hearted Nigerians came through and sent money for her. And Uduak sent the money to Ini's auntie, and that's how they hired a van for the movement. Still yet, the police dragged their feet, were investigating as to what they said. Nigerian police. But the clock was ticking, and with each second, hope faded. Iniubong's life now hinged on a race against time. Would she be rescued out alive or found dead? Meanwhile, Uduak, all the way from Lagos, was still making moves online. She posted the contacts Ini gave her aunt on social media, and Nigerians followed up in making research to help the situation. People made their own findings with true colors, hacking, and all the stuff. And details, reports, photos, as well as other valuable information of the suspects came out, which gave them and Nigerian police a lead. The suspect name was identified as Uduak Akpan, as well as his photos. Digging deeper, they connected him to a man called Uduak Frank Akpan, who appeared to be his father. Uduak from Lagos, knowing her best friend's life was still in danger, kept on making moves, and that was when she found the post Ini made on Twitter saying she was looking for a job. And right under that post, she saw the suspect who commented under it. saying he has a job offer for her. And that's how Uduak, Ini's best friend, tracked the suspect's original social media handles on all platforms and shared this information with the police and also shared it online. The suspect, knowing there's been a leak in his plan, went on and deleted his comments, changed his username on all platforms and deactivated his account. He vanished, but it was already too late. The internet had receipts. People tagged him. Eventually, he came back and made a post. At the time she called me, my phone died. He claimed he had been trying to reach her too, but it was a lie, a poorly crafted one. The search was still on, and this time it was both online and offline. And by then, with the help of social media, more information was pouring in. A girl named Miriam messaged Uduak Umoh and said she had been lured to that same address, that she was drugged, raped and blackmailed with nude pictures. They used her to extort money until she got tired. She shared the address to Uduak, and Uduak Umoren passed it to the police, and that's where they found the father of Uduak Akpan, and the man admitted that was his son. Later, the suspect turned himself in, maybe because he knew the truth was closing in, or maybe he hoped surrendering would soften his punishment. But even in custody, the lies continued. He told the police he raped Ini countless times, then claimed he left her with his cousin.
So I asked her whether she can work in a farm where hard drugs are kept as a secretary. So when she came, I revealed to her that this farm doesn't exist. There's no farm like that. Then I told her that before she leaves that I would like to have sex with her, and she agreed, but she gave a condition that I should use a condom, which I did. And while I removed the condom, she became furious and she took the nearby stabilizer to hit me on my head.
At this point, he was still denying. He kept denying, and at the end of the day, under serious questioning, he broke down and confessed. Immediately, he led police officers to the scene.
Because yesterday she told me that the police said confidently to her that she should go home. They told her that the guy has confessed to them that he has raped her countless times and that he left her with his cousin. That's what the sister told me. That's what the guy said, that he left her with the cousin.
Everyone hoped he'd led them to where Ini was alive. The next morning, the news hits like a sledgehammer.
The police, since he has already confessed to the police that he has raped her countless times and he left her with the cousin, we were now hopeful that he would take them to where my friend is. But this morning, the sister told me that they've killed my friend and they have buried her. Yes, I called again to confirm. She said I should take everything she's saying truth, that they've killed my friend and they've buried her. Just like that. She only went to look for a job.
Iniubong Umoren was abducted, raped, and murdered April 29, 2021. Her only crime was wanting a job. She wasn't the party type. She didn't keep late nights. No boyfriend, no drama, just a girl trying to hustle through Nigeria's broken system. And now, all her years of schooling and hard work has all gone for nothing. From her early days till her final year, she just wanted to work. The Nigerian police failed her. They didn't act fast enough. They let a monster walk freely for hours when they could have been caught, when Ini might still have been saved. And now her body rests in the ground. Her dreams, her hopes, her life. snatched.
This is not a case that she just went missing. Everybody knew where she went to. She sent the address to her sister, and she sent the number of the person that called her for the interview to her sister, and we were able to get the guy's name and his face, and the father admitted that that is his son. People came out to say the same thing, that he has been doing the same thing to other people. Victims were now making their own statements. So why did they now delay everything as of 2 days ago, and now this morning they are saying that they killed and they buried her? Why would they do that?
She has been taken to the hospital. When I am
Who does that? Who does that? Please bring my sister. I want to see my sister's cups. I want to see my Honorable Commissioner of Police, PPRO. We have been waiting for you since morning in this place because you asked us to wait. Up to now, we have not seen our sister's cups. I'm taking our sister to the teaching hospital. Bring her here. I want to see my sister. What is going on? Bring my sister. The mother has killed my sister. It's okay. Bring her. I want to see her. I want to see my sister. Why are you taking my sister to?
Autopsy report shows that Ini was heavily hit in the head. They found out Frank Akpan used a stabilizer during her struggle to escape, hit her in the head countless times with stabilizer, and that's how she died.
Then I told her that before she leaves that I would like to have sex with her, and she agreed. While I removed the condom, she became furious and she took the nearby stabilizer to hit me on my head. Then she beat my left ring finger and tried to reach for the door, screaming and tried to reach for the door. While I was bleeding, in a bid to stop her, I used the stabilizer to hit her. And when I hit her, she fell and started bleeding. Then thereafter, she died.
The case was first reported as a case of suspected kidnapping. At this point, he was still denying. He kept denying. And at the end of the day, under serious questioning, he broke down and confessed to having killed the young girl. This made the case to change from anti-kidnapping to homicide department, which investigates murder. Immediately, he led police officers to the scene where they saw the shallow grave, and the body of the deceased, may her soul rest in peace, was exhumed.
The remains of Iniubong's body were carefully exhumed from the shallow grave where she was cruelly hidden. Her family finally recovered her months later. Painful moment, heavy with grief and disbelief. Her burial was delayed for months due to ongoing police investigation, autopsy and legal processes surrounding her death. With the nation watching closely and her family still in shock, authorities had to ensure every detail was documented properly. It wasn't until August 14, 2021, nearly 4 months after, that she was finally buried. It felt like a dark Friday, not just for her family, but for all of Akwa Ibom. A day marked with sorrow, anger, and a deep sense of loss that echoed far beyond the grave.
The only thing I hold on to the fact that she was a strong person. She's someone that's very determined, and she was a very strong person. So in the midst of everything that happened, the only thing I can hold on to was the fact that I know she didn't just heal in. She tried to fight back. She tried to do what was best for her. That I didn't come here for this, so you can't have it.
My sister was one person that she feels that she don't have to sit down and manna falls from heaven for her to eat. She's believing, struggling, using her hand to get something doing.
It was time. Dust to dust, earth to earth. The sorrow in the crowd was overwhelmingly raw and uncontrollable. Her sister, overcome by grief, collapsed and fainted in the middle of the burial. Unending wails filled the air, tears streamed freely, Cries pierced the silence, and the waves of pain swept over everyone present that day. That day was heavy with memories of Umoren, a heartbreaking reminder of a life gone too soon. But for our family, this wasn't just a goodbye, it was a fight to claim the one thing she most wanted: justice.
I felt the death of my sister, and I wish the government should work and put heads together to make sure they put this to the end. Whoever that is involved, they should be brought to book, and they should not play politics with the death of my sister. If not, we can do otherwise.
Mother, no sibling, no father should go through. It is a wake-up call for all of us to stand up and work together. We are going around all the towns and the villages to empower the women to rise, and the he for she. We will not leave anything unturned to get them to justice. Justice for Iniubong.
The week after Iniubong's burial, the streets of Uyo came alive with a powerful wave of protest. Men and women, young and old, dressed in black, marched together with one clear message: justice for Iniubong. They carried placards and flyers that read "No to rape" and "End the silence." Their footsteps echoed through the city, sturdy and purposeful.
It breaks my heart to see that a young girl in her prime with great future will be lured, raped and murdered in cold blood.
I've been also a victim of this killing, because this same guy also asked me to come for interview. I've been searching for a job to survive, but I thank God I couldn't attend the interview. Why? Because I didn't have transportation. That means this guy would have also killed me. And what did people say? Don't say anything. When you keep telling victim not to say anything, do you understand the psychological trauma that they pass through? You don't know what we face.
We are calling on women to break the silence.
The crowd moved with strength, united by grief and determination in their faces. The promise was clear: they would keep fighting until justice was served.
Iniubong has paid the final price. This will not happen again.
The protest was successful, and the wife of the governor of the state gave her word and prayed for the land. The street echoed with voices demanding justice. Protesters stood tall, and even the governor's wife showed up, offering words of hope, a heartfelt prayer for the land, and a promise that the truth would prevail.
And I want to tell you that that monster and all their accomplices will not go unpunished.
But with the case now in court, everything hangs in the balance. So the scale of justice. Will Iniubong get the justice she deserves, or will the system fail her again? Find out now. Afterwards, on August 4, 2022, after a lengthy trial filled with twists and delays, the Akwa Ibom State High Court sentenced Uduak Akpan to death by hanging for the rape and murder of Iniubong Umoren.
The first accused person has been convicted, found guilty of murder and found guilty of rape. In respect of murder, he has been sentenced to death, and he will be hung by the neck until he be dead. In respect of rape, he has been sentenced to life imprisonment. And those are the current situation of the law in Nigeria, and we thank the court for doing that.
The trial started on the 4th of November and judgment came on the 4th of August.
God was meant to serve for common people, and by the grace of God, what we have seen today, it makes us have that boldness that we still have a good government today. We are very happy. I am happy. My family is happy. My sister there in the grave is very happy that at the end of the day, she has found justice.
The courtroom erupted in emotion. For some, it was a closure, but for others, it was simply not enough. But justice, though delayed, was not denied. However, it didn't bring Ini back, but it sent a message. After the verdict was announced, Uduak Akpan tried escaping, but the law was ready. Strong hands seized him before he could get anywhere far. Some few months after her death, Iniubong's final results were released, and she made a second-class upper, a solid 4.1 GPA. She had everything she needed to move on to the next phase of her life. But by then, Ini was already 6 feet deep. Ini's voice may have been silenced, but her story echoes louder than ever. And now, the case is closed, or so we were told. But deep inside, a cursed secret still lingers, haunting every unanswered question, every missing link. Was justice truly served? Has Uduak Akpan, the devil himself, faced his fate? Has he been executed? Where are the evidence to uncover this truth? Where are the evidence to this myth? Who or what was really the cause of Iniubong's death? Was it the monster himself, Uduak Akpan, who has been involved in raping and scandal of countless victims?
Was she your first victim?
No.
So how many persons in that process?
About six already.
Raped Ini and also knocked her out. Or happiness Uduak Umoh, her best friend, the friend she trusted with her own life, the one who left for Lagos to search for greener pasture, leaving her friend behind. The same friend who gave her the transportation she needed to her last trip.
It just happened so fast that I didn't take note of. Before she wanted to make the post of looking for a job, she asked me. And then the day for the interview, she called me that everything just boiled down to me telling her, go ahead.
Or was it the Nigerian police who did everything within their power to delay the search for 24 hours?
It hasn't been 24 hours yet. Come back tomorrow.
Or is it a true culprit far bigger than any one person, a broken system, a country shackled by corruption, lies and empty promises that after years of schooling, you can't get a job? Do you think this is the end? What do you believe in? Share your thoughts in the comment section. For more videos like this, like and share this video with your friends and families to create awareness. And don't forget to subscribe. See you next time on Dark Truth Africa.